In this video you will see. She gently turned on the shower and began to undress. I could not believe my eyes, she was so beautiful. I also undressed and she called me to her. This mutant hit me with furious force and I flew into the wall very painfully. He made very strange sounds and I was very scared. He was moving so fast that I could not keep track of him, and even transfer to my world would not have saved me. I tried to run away from him, but he caught up with me. And then I quickly used all the cores for improvements. Now I can see his movements and I can dodge him. I have become very fast as Flash. My speed has become the same as his. I was hoping that if I leveled up, I could destroy him, but I can't. And I'm already running out of energy. I won't last long like this. If I slow down even for a second, he will catch up with me and bite me on the neck. What a fast one he is. He almost caught up with me. Well, then I grabbed some kind of sharp stick that fell under my arm and managed to pierce this unknown mutant. But this did not kill him immediately, and he still made his terrible sounds. But in the end he died. I got into his brain to pick up the core. I was damn glad that I was able to leave him, and then Chio saw me. I returned to the base to bring my girls sweets. The girl who was lying in bandages fully recovered and did not look like herself. I did not even recognize her the first time. She asked why I have blood on my clothes. I replied that it was zombie's blood. She offered to examine me, which I could not refuse. She began to cling to me with her appetizing forms. It was the best pleasure in the world, and I could not dream of such a thing. And then I could not believe my ears. She invited me to go wash together. I'm even scared how it could end, but she's very beautiful. She argued that now there is very little water, and we need to save water, so we will wash together. I don't even know how to control myself. She gently turned on the shower and began to undress. I could not believe my eyes, she was so beautiful. I also undressed, and she called me to her. I immediately asked her if her sister would kill me for taking a shower with her. But she said that she and her sister also washed together. She called me again, since I ended up taking a shower with her. I was already leaning against her with my naked body. The case seemed to have reached its final, but then her sister came and threw me out of the shower. She asked if I saw her sister naked, but I immediately said that I did not see anything. I immediately decided to lie that I had very poor eyesight since childhood because I was afraid that her sister would kill me. I began to abruptly change the subject and talk about what products I brought. I brought bananas. Xiao is very fond of bananas. She is just delighted. She started eating bananas so sexy that I got turned on. She licked this banana with her tongue so gently that I could hardly control myself. I gave them all the food I brought. They were very happy. They said it was very expensive for them, and they would not be able to pay, but we agreed that they would protect me. God, they're so sexy. I take 2 of them. But then I remembered that I had little money left, and I could no longer buy groceries for them. And I also need to get cores so that I can travel between worlds. Well, then Shio said that money is not needed. In their world it's just paper with them. It's even uncomfortable to wipe yourself. But in order not to be discovered, I immediately made a reservation that I didn't need money, but gold and silver. At that moment, Shio took out a huge ingot of gold from under the table, several huge ingots of gold. Now it has no value in this world, but in my world it costs a lot of money. Shio used this square-shaped gold for the table so that it wouldn't wobble and offered to take it to me if I needed it, because she doesn't need it anyway. They don't use it. I couldn't believe my eyes. I knew that I would be very rich. Night fell, and we went to bed. I dreamed about how I sell gold and become very rich. But then Sister Chio came up to me and brandished a knife at me. And at the last moment, Xiao caught her hand and saved me from death. She couldn't understand what her sister was doing. Her sister said that if she killed me, they could take my precious things. But Xiao began to prove to her that it was impossible. That I saved them, and if it wasn't for me, they would be dead already. They started arguing among themselves, suspecting me. Her sister Yururo said that she wanted to kill me in her soul when she called me to her place, but Xiao saved me then. Xiao began to prove that I was not like that, and that I was good. She remembered that I gave a whole package of penicillin. At that moment, I woke up and asked what happened to them. Why are they whispering? At that moment, Yururu jumped on me and said that she wanted to sleep with me. Well, Xiao joined in and said that she also wanted to sleep with me. I could not understand what was happening, but I immediately agreed. I really liked it. Her sister almost cut off my boyfriend when I fell asleep, but Xiao saved me again. How funny that I didn't even know that she wanted to kill me, and Xiao saves me. I thought she was just picking on me. Then Xiao said that she wanted to sleep with me only together and that no one would interfere with us anymore, hinting at her sister. When we woke up, Xiao's sister said that I was one of the evolved, because she saw me climbing a skyscraper. But I began to dissuade and say that I was an ordinary handsome man, the most ordinary person. But she asked me how I was going to the skyscraper, which surprised me very much. I didn't know how she knows this. She said she had a good nose and she could smell it. I lied that I was lost, and I managed to survive only thanks to the revolver that Xiao gave me. But I didn't even take it with me. I can't tell them about the system, so I have to lie to them. And then Xiao suggested that I go shoot at the range. In the end, I never hit the target. Xiao started teaching me how to shoot and aim. Xiao hugged me and told me to relax, stand still and aim. I fired and hit. Then the system offered me to pump the ability of ranged weapons. But I have very few cores left just to transfer to my world. I asked Xiao where you can buy cores here. She said that she knows such a place 2 kilometers from here that is a small exchange point. I think it will be possible to get cores there. I asked her to take me there. We arrived. There was some one-eyed man sitting at the entrance and smoking a cigarette. He pointed the barrel at us, but immediately realized that it was his acquaintance Xiao who had come. I explained the whole situation to him, and he asked what we want to exchange. I said that I needed cores and asked if he had them. He asked what I would give him in return. Then I put 3 excellent canned food on the table. He already wanted to take my canned food, but I told him that first the kernels. He went to the warehouse for the cores. All the cores that he had were 11 pieces. I decided to give him another can of canned food in exchange for the fact that he would look at this ingot and tell if it was gold. He confirmed that it was gold. I was very glad. It promised me great wealth. I agreed with him that different people bring him gold, and I will take gold from him in exchange for canned food. He agreed to such cooperation. He liked everything. Only he could not understand why I need gold after all. It is absolutely useless in this world, but I told him not to worry about it. I will find a use for him. The main thing is that they bring him more gold, the better. I replenished the system with all the cores, and I had 24 points. I immediately upgraded my ranged weapons ability by 4 levels, and the computer unlocked the Doom Bullet special skill for me. I had 9 upgrade points left, and the next upgrade required 16 skill points. Now I could shoot like the best killer. Each bullet hit a bullseye. I became a real master shooter. Then I remembered that I got the special skill Fatal Bullet. I thought it was something very cool. I decided to try this. The system said that Fatal Bullet can only be used once a day, and that I need to shout Doom Bullet, shot. So cool, I'm like a superhero now. And then I began testing the Fatal Bullet. I started swinging and shouted Fatal Bullet and fired. At this time, the girls looked at me like I was crazy, and could not understand what I was doing. The bullet just hit the house and nothing happened. I could not understand what is the difference between a fatal bullet and an ordinary one. Well, then I'll figure it out. The girls were clearing the room of rubbish. I immediately wanted to help them, but they said that they did not need help. They were evolved, and for them these burdens were not difficult. I decided to find out how to become evolved. Xiao said that there are only 3 ways. The first is to overcome it when infected with the P virus and develop immunity. In this case, there is a chance to become evolved. The second way is to swallow a core from a zombie, but there is a very high chance, somewhere in the 90%, that you will be torn apart, and 10% that you will evolve. And the third way, you will need an evolution potion. The first level potion has 10% evolution, of the second 20%, and the third 30%, but I heard that there is an even more powerful potion here. I immediately asked where I can get these potions. I can exchange at least a whole bunch of valuable things for them. Xiao offered to take me to the United Buildings of the mainland. They are not like Camp 17, and you can exchange the evolution potion from them. I immediately agreed. We're moving out tomorrow. I asked if Yuruo won't come with us. I think she's been looking at me strangely lately. But Xiao said don't pay attention. She has problems with her eyesight. In the meantime, there were more and more zombies near our base, and soon everything will need to be cleared. Xiao's sister was left alone, and was nervous because her sister did not let me be killed. And then she saw how the building at which I shot the fatal bullet collapsed. Apparently, the fatal bullet only worked with a time delay. This is very interesting. I will need it. Xiao and I moved along the city streets and tried not to make too much noise, killing zombies that we met on the way, quietly. Periodically looked at her beautiful ass. She opened the garage. There was a car there. It was another Xiao base. She said that it would take 2.5 hours to reach our destination, so we would need this car that Xiao had prepared in advance for such matters. We moved out on the highway. On the way we had a lot of zombies, but everything was in order. Xiao asked me if I really want to evolve. It's just that there is a chance that you can even die from an evolution potion, but I said that I'm not sure yet, and you need to get this potion first. The main goal as we come to the Union is the exchange of my valuable goods. I figured that the first deal needed a small amount of goods to earn trust. We continued to drive, and then we caught up with the red zombies. There were a lot of them. Xiao said take out the cannon and shoot at them, but I couldn't hit them. Xiao said that the red zombies dodge very quickly and do not care about ordinary bullets. She told me to get behind the wheel, and she would deal with them herself. I got behind the wheel. She got out on the roof and started fighting with the red zombies. They were very fast, but her special saw for chopping zombies coped well with them. They attacked her, but she, in spite of everything, she fought, and only bits of zombies scattered in different directions. But it turned out that one zombie grabbed Xiao by the leg, and she fell from the car onto the road, and all the zombies in a crowd attacked her. At that moment, I flew up. She couldn't believe her eyes how it was possible, but I killed all those zombies in an instant. When Xiao fell off the car, I abruptly stopped and with my super speed flew up to Xiao, and while the zombies were distracted, I quickly cut their rotten heads. It happened very quickly. They know how to dodge bullets, but if you shoot them directly in the head at point-blank range, you won't be able to dodge. After that, I immediately proceeded to extract the cores from the zombies' heads. Then I suddenly became ill. Apparently my body is not ready for such sudden movements. While I was taking out the cores, Xiao told me to stop. There were crowds of zombies around us. I asked from where, but she did not know. She said that we need to leave here as soon as possible. She said save ammo because there won't be enough for all the zombies. But there were too many zombies. They blocked the road, and we just physically could not drive. They surrounded us and the car got stuck. The zombies interfered with our movement. I asked how many bullets she had left. But there were very few rounds left. I had 10 left. I remembered that I could use the fatal bullet. I found out from the system that I can use only 1 bullet per day for free, yet subsequent bullets will cost 1 core. I bought 7 fatal shots and only had 2 points left to carry. I thought that if the fatal bullets fail, then I will return to my world. But then the chair will die. I cannot allow this. We were locked in the car, but it saved us from the crowds of zombies. We sat with her in the car, and she shouted at me that I had spent all the bullets, but the zombies had not diminished much. She said that you should always leave at least 1 bullet. It will come in handy. I asked if 1 bullet would be of any use. She said that she always saves 1 bullet, the last one, and keeps it for herself in case she gets bitten so as not to turn into one of these creatures. In this world, death is at every turn, and she has long been ready to die at any moment, Xiao said. She also advised me to leave 1 bullet in such a case. I thought about it. I fired all the fatal bullets, but had no effect. Zombies both stood and stand preventing us from passing. The rain continued to fall, and Xiao said that at least we don't have to worry about dying of thirst. We collected buckets of water through a hole in the roof. Xiao said that if the zombie is distracted by someone, then we will have a chance to get out. But this is very unlikely. It rained for a very long time and was very heavy. An unpleasant smell began to soar in the air. Xiao said that it was the smell of rotten flesh. After a while, we took enough water, and from thirst now, we will definitely not die. She said it was quite heavy rain, and it hasn't happened in a long time, and said that if it rains another day, we will see something interesting. I could not understand what she means. She said that zombies themselves are immortal, but water can wash them away. When water hits them, their dry skin swells, and it seems that they have become alive again. However, it is only temporarily that they continue to absorb water, and their skin continues to swell and swell to such an extent in at some point she can't stand it and bursts. Zombies still won't die from this, just their appearance will become more interesting. I asked her to stop talking about it, because just a little more, and I would have been sick because of this smell and these detailed stories. Some time passed, and the zombie's skin really swelled up, and they began to look like people. Xiao looked at them and talked about how wonderful it would be if the world was still normal. I saw that she was dreaming of a normal world. I asked her what she would do if the world were normal. She said that she would like to become a confectioner. I think this profession would suit her very well. We sat another day, and nothing has changed. Then I came up with a plan B. If nothing changes, I will use my ability. I will take the Xiao in my arms and run over the zombies' heads. It will be very dangerous, but I don't know what else to do. And at that moment, there was a huge flash and lightning struck near our car. There was a frantic roar. Everywhere it was very bright. We closed our eyes. Lightning struck several times around our car. We could not understand what was happening. But after a moment, we realized that all the zombies were dead for real. They were all killed by a lightning strike. Xiao said that we need to clear the road from the zombies. Otherwise, we will not be able to pass. They were still hot from the lightning strike. After that, the weather cleared up sharply. We were very happy because we survived. It even seemed to me that some kind of love spark slipped between us. We arrived at our destination, where we were met by guards. We were told to get out of the car and asked if we were looking for asylum, but I explained that we were merchants and came to exchange valuables. As a result, we were let in and told to show the goods. I showed the canned food that I brought with me. The chief guard immediately opened it. Xiao was outraged by his action, because we had not received anything in return yet. But I said it's okay, Just taste the product and tell me how you like it." The subordinates of this sentry swallowed saliva while he ate these canned food. He ate the whole jar and said that he had not even tasted it. But I told him that I still have it is not a problem. He ate as many as 8 cans and gave the rest to his subordinates. They almost got into a fight over those crumbs. He really liked the canned food, and he decided to take us to the head of the city. Said to follow him. Went through the city. People were selling different things. I could not believe that they live in these terrible houses. The sentry said that these were all refugees whom the head of the city welcomed to the city. If not for him, they would all have turned into zombies. And then 2 people began to sort things out in front of us. One accused the other of stealing the medicine. But it turned out the second person was a girl disguised as a guy, and she really stole the medicine. Wow, she seems very unlucky. I immediately ran up to this man and said that everything can be discussed peacefully. He yelled at me and told me to back off. He said that she stole medicine from the warehouse, and medicine is dearer to all of us than food, and spontaneous use of medicine is punishable by death. One has only to order the head of the city, and we will not leave a living place on you, he said to this girl. I counted this sweet girl and told her to give the medicine. But then the sentry said that we had nothing to worry about, and she would be punished according to the internal law of our city. While we continued to follow our sentry, that guy scolded that girl. We were told that the head of the city is very busy today and will not be able to receive us, so we need to wait until tomorrow. They handed us the key and said that there is a room on the 2nd floor where we can relax with the Cheo. The next day, when we were walking down the street, some old woman asked all the passers-by for her granddaughter, but no one knew where she was. We saw this old woman, and I immediately realized that her granddaughter is the girl who was caught yesterday for stealing medicines. I ran to my grandmother and said that her daughter was caught stealing medicines, and she is now in the courthouse. Grandmother began to say that it was all because of her, and the granddaughter was stealing medicine in order to cure her grandmother's illness. Grandmother said to be punished instead of her granddaughter. But then the guard ordered us to go so that we would not be late for a meeting with the head of the city. Before our meeting, we were introduced to the head, and he gave the go-ahead for us to come in. He asked my name. I said my name is Shuang. He said that the canned food that I brought very much to the guard. I immediately suggested that the head try my canned food. This fat man tried one and immediately ate all the others. He was simply delighted with the deliciousness of this food. He said that these canned foods are 10 times better than the ones he usually eats. That will take all the canned food that I have and give in exchange what I want. I said it's a great deal. He asked me what I want in return. I said that I need cores, evolution potions, and more gold. And he agreed to the deal. Our deal went through.